A dope dad once said, learn how to say no without explaining yourself. Your kids don't constantly need you to say yes. And actually, what you're doing is setting them up for failure because when you do say no, now all of a sudden you got to explain yourself to a child. And it's so that's not what I'm not saying you shouldn't have to explain yourself to your children, but what I'm saying is that there's going to come a time when explaining yourself, not just to your children, but to anybody, is going to be detrimental to the fact that we might have to keep moving. The reason I'm saying no is because we got to keep going. I don't got time to explain to you why this is not a good idea. I see something that you don't. And I think a lot of times, especially coming from a dad's standpoint, is like we get caught up in being likable to our kids, being likable to your spouse, being likable to your friends. And it's like, oh, I don't owe you an explanation. I don't. I don't really owe you that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know. We just get caught up in not saying no because you don't want to seem like the bad guy, or you don't want to feel like you being mean because now you didn't had to turn somebody down or whatever the case. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna cut out these empty spaces, but I was just scrolling through my phone so I could see something. But another thing that this is something that we can't say no to. This is something that we decide every day not to say no to because I see it on almost everything. We was joking about it the other day with like seeing it on Nav's podcast or whatever, the about the WNBA and stuff, and how they just kind of like they're obviously being funny, and I don't have any problem with that. I don't want people to stop trying to be funny. That's not what this is. Women can't compete against men. Like that shouldn't even be the question. More so, the only thing that's really fair to compare is the level of entertainment that you're getting out of it. But to even think that to even think that is like you can't give birth, bro. I don't know I don't know how many people I would kill to get out of having to give birth. Like if somebody was like, "Hey, this next baby that y'all about to have, it's on it's on you, bro." How many people I got to off to get this up off me? If if men had to give birth, the abortion rate would be it would be ridiculous. No, we wouldn't reproduce. There wouldn't be no children on Earth. Cause the first man that had to go through that, he's like, "Hey y'all, I'd rather cut my shit off. I ain't never having no more kids. I'm never having no more kids." So like the idea of women being able to compete with men is just it's just a dumb idea. And I think the only people that keep bringing it up are men. It's either men or women that's trying to defend the fact that they can do what men do, and I don't think that that should be the argument. Can women play basketball at a high level? Yes. Can women play football? Not American football. Can women?
Women can do anything men do.
Yeah, they can do it.
That's what. Hey, that is what it is. We're not
And
elaborating on it.
I
It is what it
it
is.
is that's the point. I think that's the only thing that is like weird to me is that we keep trying to elaborate on that. And like I was about to try to elaborate on it.
What do men do that women can't do?
What do men do that women can't do? Think logically. I'm just joking.
You name a couple of things.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
No, they doing emotions and they feeling. We do
They
too.
do, but we do too, and we just don't know how to.
We go straight macho. Anger.
I'd rather shoot myself than talk about these damn emotions.
Gotta explain this.
Like I
You
ain't
don't
got.
get it?
You're not gonna understand.
You don't feel it.
You're not gonna understand. And then even my, well, me and Kia been together for 100 years. There's still times where it's like she will literally look me in my face and be like, "Get out your emotions, bro. This is not the time for that.
Ooh.
This is not the time for that. This is not the time for you to be in your emotions. I get that you feel a certain way about this, but I need you to think logically right now. What are you gonna do next?" You and me was talking the other day, and it was like, "Hey, bro, I'm not trying to. I think she just want to see you do something." Because what you're doing right now is fine. And we're not talking about having a job or nothing like that. But it's like, my wife will be happy if I choose to do something and that I'm happy doing it. Not, obviously, if it brings money in, it's going to make everything a little bit smoother. But that's not what we were talking about. We were just saying, like, she'd much rather see you happy doing something than moping around just being like, "Hey, I ain't got no job. I ain't. You know what I mean?" So it's like, gotta do something.
Everybody feel like that though. You gotta do something.
Gotta do something. But there's no hard feelings when she tells me something like that, where it's like, we could talk about the emotional side of it. We could talk about how you feel about it. But right now, I need you to tap into the logical side. And that doesn't happen a lot. I'm just saying, like, there are times where, like, man, I am so overwhelmed with the feeling that it comes out in a way where I don't even want to express it that way. But then she helps me, like, kind of reel it back in the sense of, like, maybe you should take a little bit more time to think about the feeling before before you even talk to me about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Cause you working through it as you
Because
go.
you working, and that's insane.
And you end up saying something you didn't really mean. Cause it ain't all the way thought out.
It's not always thought
I'm
out.
thinking as I speak. So it's coming out crazy to some people who was trying to receive it.
Yeah. And like I told your mom yesterday, did I tell your mom this? I think we was all talking, and I was like, it's not my responsibility. It's not the person listening or the person receiving information it's not their responsibility to make it easier for them to understand. It's the person delivering the message
Yeah.
to try to make it as digestible as they can
I'm about to land it.
to a certain, yeah, for sure, to X amount of people or one person. When you are, if I'm sitting here in front of y'all, hopefully I don't just start talking about something and then just leave you with the thought of not like leave you at a point where you're not understanding what I'm trying to say. Just because I understand it and because I get it is gonna be like shortcut and sweet. This whole thing can be like 10 seconds. Hey y'all, I'm angry today. I feel like crap. I still ain't got a job. You feel what I'm saying? All right, boom, bye. No, it's all these things that culminate throughout the day. Even something as simple as yesterday when I was like, because by the way, we already shot this episode technically, but we're reshooting it again because the sun. And even though we was trying to make it into the sun, it's just too hot. It's just too hot. So you just got to work with what you got until you got something better. And even a situation yesterday, like we was taking Shorty to the doctor, and I seen somebody not have their kids buckled up. That got me so hot and so heated that I almost took it on like it was my own problem. Like I almost made it my own issue because of the fact that I have so much free time in my brain to get mad at you dummies who don't lock up your kids in the car seat. And see, I'm thinking about it now and I'm getting mad again. Like, buckle up your do you not love your kids? You don't love your children. Would you want to see your children die in in an instance where you could have prevented it? You put the safety belt on your child, you get in a car accident, the child is safe. You put your child in the car, you put the safety belt on, you get in a crash, your child is safe. You put your child in a car, you put the safety belt on, you get in a crash and your child is safe. Now, God forbid that you get in a crash and you had the safety belt on and that child is not safe. They get hurt. They whatever. But would you risk them getting dead if you knew all you had to do was put that safety belt on? You didn't take the 5 seconds to put the safety belt, and I don't even know what this has to do with anything other than the fact that when y'all don't put y'all goddamn kids in a safety belt, it pisses me off. Sorry. Because that really didn't have anything to do with anything. But I saw a person yesterday not tie up their kid, not tie up their kid, not put their kid in the safety belt. And it just made me so mad. When I see a toddler crawling from the back seat to the front seat while you are literally driving, I almost want to be the person to brake check you. I know. It is cruel. But you're going to have to learn today. When your little baby boy slide up and hit his head on the top of that dashboard, and now he got a big chichong on the side of his eye because you decided that you didn't want to click it, where are the cops? Y'all got all this damn time to be stopping people and dragging ladies out of pools and beating up kids that's going to swimming pools because it's 199 degrees. Go catch these fuckers that ain't locking up their kid, putting a safety belt on their kids in the car, bro. You're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it. You all right? You just decided to come outside? Get a little fresh air. How you feeling? You feel okay? Okay. Your head don't hurt? You ready to go to school? I could take you for a half day. They got 45 minutes left for the bell ring.
Mama gonna beat you up.
I'm not scared of your mama.
You ain't gonna get beat up. Why do niggas always say that?
I ain't scared. That's not what I said. You gonna get beat up. I ain't scared of no ass whooping. My mama done whooped me plenty of times.
Why you saying you gonna get beat up? I ain't scared.
I ain't scared though.
That don't mean you're not gonna get beat up.
That don't mean you're not gonna get beat up. Learn how to say no without explaining yourself to your child, to your wife, to what. Well, maybe not your wife, because just because you ain't scared don't mean you're gonna get beat up. Learn to say no. Let's learn to celebrate women in sports and in all the accomplishments that they do because they're great. Let's compare women to women. Let's compare men to men. Let's not compare men to women in things that are just naturally and physically unfair to one another. It would be unfair for me to judge a man based on how many kids he gave birth to knowing he can't give birth. That's just an unfair metric. You know what I'm saying? And buckle your kids up because you're going to pay for it. Whether a cop finds out that you're not buckling your kids up, whether you didn't buckle them up and now you then had to brake really hard because I saw you not having your kids buckled up and I brake checked you before you turned into Walmart and now you mad because little homie done flew across the car and guess what? I don't care that you got an Expedition and the biggest car on the road and that little nigga flying from the back row all the way up to I don't care. You gonna pay. You gonna find a way to pay. Like, I'm tired of seeing y'all not buckle up y'all kids.
You gonna pay whether it's a ticket, a bill, or cash.
And another thing that apparently we're okay paying for nowadays is platforms telling us who we should trust. The verification on social media used to be a process of either, hey, this person has been consistent enough for us to recognize them as a brand or as an influencer or whatever we want to call them, right? Or her. This is a business page. This is a company. This is something that we can verify is something that stands on its own. You know what I'm saying? Without IG, without Facebook, without all the things, this person, this entity, this company would be standing on their own regardless. This platform just helps them get their message out. It's helping them get the social media side of it. You know what I'm saying? When you pay for that, when you pay for that blue check, when you pay for the Instagram pluses that allows you to see who watched your story and you can repost to certain groups and all, and that's fine. Businesses are gonna roll out new models to make money and to do. I'm not mad at that. What I'm concerned about is friends, people that we know for real, becoming customers and you're not selling anything. What I'm concerned about is everything that we do online, even if it's something like this, doesn't have to be super duper transactional. And it's transactional in a way. I make a piece of content that I enjoy making because I'm gonna make it anyways. And you get to enjoy the content or you get to dislike the content. You get to like on it, you get to comment, you get to share it, whatever you get to do. And I only say it's not as transactional as a normal transaction is because you're not paying me in currency, you're paying me in attention. You're paying me in with time. You know what I'm saying? But I have a overall problem with like the paying for it. I do have a problem with the paying for it. And so even though I'm here and I'm trying to make this content that seems like, well, eventually you're going to get to a point where you might start selling us something. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Because that's just me. I don't have nothing to sell you. If I come up with something to sell, it might be a dope Daz hat or a dope Daz shirt or something like that.
A little merch, pen,
Something like that. A mug,
little sayings.
a little cup or something like that. But which this isn't mine. My mother-in-law made this for me. Shout out to Canella. This podcast is brought to you by Canella's Creations. Connie, I need about $10 for that. Nah, just made me some tacos. I mean, you can't mess up tacos. Well, if you make the meat bad, no homo. I don't care. We on the internet. You don't like it, sue me. You ain't gonna get nothing. Ask Rent-A-Center. I'm just playing. I ain't never had nothing from Rent-A-Center. Damn,
What the hell do Rent-A-Center?
Have I?
Everything.
Everything. You can get a kidney from Rent-A-Center.
Rent-A-Center is a whole store.
Yeah. It's kind of like Aaron's. What you gonna do your research on?
I don't remember last time I seen a Rent-A-Center.
They are kind of dying out for sure. I would say so. I think there's one in Corsicana. No, that's a Aaron's or something. I don't know. Look, man, I'm keeping this real simple because it's super duper hot. And we might not even choose to use this one. I might choose yesterday's footage. I don't know. We just trying stuff. But these are things that I really do have on my mind. I've written down in my notes because they're things I want to talk about. And it's just like, I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep doing this. So on that note, subscribe, like, comment, share, all the things on YouTube. Of course, you can find us on Instagram. A Dope Dad. You can find Ricky on Instagram too. Um, Go Plant Some, which I think is going to become one of the biggest channels in the world. Craig, I really do. I'm not just saying that. Wooden hose, plastic hose, j-
Generational hoes, new hoes, sharp hoes,
doll hose, gifted hose, bought hose,
Come on, man.
borrowed hose,
Renovated hoes.
renovated hose,
Come on, man.
hose with lights,
Shiny hoes.
heavy hose,
All type of hoes.
variety,
Variety of hoes.
like the magazine. It gotta be. This nigga rapping again. I ain't got nothing. I got an ant on my leg. False alarm.
Just cheap ass jeans.
Cheap ass jeans is crazy.
Bang your ass.
Nah, I literally felt it crawling.
So you waited for it to bite you.
Well, it didn't bite me. I just felt it crawling. I just felt it crawling.
Probably slipped.
So, to summarize, just say no. If you're trying to compare men to women in sports, that's all I'm talking about. And in general too. That's just weird. It's just weird, so stop it. Um, buckle up your kids.
Stop doing that.
Buckle up your kids. You know what was the worst thing about that yesterday that I saw? He had a kid in the car that was unbuckled, and then he had a baby in a baby car seat that the car seat wasn't buckled either.
This is one car?
One car.
A man driving.
Yes.
Man, you're not nurturers.
But the woman got out the car too.
So it's on her too. It's a family thing.
She got out the car.
But it may be a generation of unbuckled kids that they dealing with. Maybe they were unbuckled children and they made it so it's like these seatbelts don't do that.
Oh, okay, cool. Maybe your parents didn't buckle you up. And maybe you don't wear a seatbelt. But what in your right mind makes you think that this is do you think that this is safe to drive around without the seatbelt? If driving around with a seatbelt is safe, then what is driving around? No, if driving around without a seatbelt is safe, then what is driving around with a seatbelt? Is it a hassle? It's a burden. It's in the way.
Motherfucker be hot in Texas.
But I also have to remember, I also have to take into consideration that 30 years ago, niggas could drink and drive. I have to take into consideration that in the early 70s,
Still can.
you could, but legal, like you couldn't,
Depending on
yeah. I have to take into consideration that in the same amount of time, it was not illegal for you to drive with a seatbelt. So I got it the same way that, not now because we've been free longer than we was. Nah, this example works. We've been free for a little bit of time. So compared to the time that we was enslaved, we really, in some cases, still got that mentality. You know what I'm saying? You still got that locked up mentality. Still got that slave mentality. And some of them still got that slave owner mentality because they've been slave owners way longer than they was equals. You know what I mean? So maybe your dumbass thinks you think it's a good idea to ride around without a seatbelt. Like maybe you just actually think it's a good idea for you to drive around this whole unbuckled, driving in a metal box at 60, 80, 90 miles an hour, and you got 2 kids in the back, ain't got no seatbelt, weigh about a $1, not even a buck nothing, they weigh 9 pounds, and they back there swinging and sliding like a Trick Daddy video. Like this is mind boggling to me, and because I'm gonna be the nigga that brake check you. I'm gonna just put it like that. I'm not waiting on the police no more to come arrest your dumb ass. I'm not waiting on nobody to roll their window down and be like, hey, bro, buckle up your kids, you dumb. No, I'm going to get in front of you and I'm going to brake check you. And I hope Lil Timmy fly across the goddamn car, hit his head on the DVD player or something. And I hope you hit your head on the steering wheel and maybe you'll come to your goddamn senses. I'm not backing down from this. If I gotta chop up this whole episode and just make it about you buckling up your kids, buckle up your kids. The dope dad said buckle up your motherfucking kids. Y'all done already made me spill my water. I can't do nothing. I can't knock down this mic because I'm not going to. It costs more than your life. And I'm not finna knock down that goddamn camera because it costs more than mine. And I don't own it. That would just be rude. No, this mic only costs $99 brand new retail. The new USB Rode mic, shout out to Rode, send me one. I thought I had a camera over there. I don't. One day. Canon, send me another camera. Don't send it to me, send it to Rick. You know, yeah, you could just set up the phone or the GoPro that we have or the 3 other Canons that we have that I literally got sitting in the back of the...
You set up that GoPro. So you can shoot log, right?
Huh?
You can shoot flat.
Yeah.
Log.
Yeah.
I mean, the color grading on the
No. But you can shoot like that.
a second angle for the meantime.
They could. But I got that other Canon too.
Even that camera, you may be better off shooting.
The color grading on the GoPro is pretty straight. Especially when you outside and in the sun. Yeah. It's great. I can't even front. I like GoPro a lot. GoPro and Rode have really become like my 2 favorite brands in this whole thing. Because like the mobility that they offer is pretty top notch. But we're not talking about products and techs and stuff. Maybe one day we'll do that. I doubt it, but maybe one day. Ain't nothing wrong with tech. Tech is what got us here. Tech is what got us here. You know what I'm saying? And you know what else is tech? Them motherfucking seatbelts. It's a great piece of technology. Use it. Buckle up your kid. I'm not getting off of this. Because it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. It makes me sad, actually, that you don't love your kids.
Damn, you think people who don't buckle up their kids don't love them?
100%. If you can be somebody I know. I'm looking at you. I'm talking to you. You could be somebody I know. You could be somebody I know for real. You can have my phone number right now. And when you see this, you can call me. And if you call me and tell me that you don't buckle up your kids, I'm going to hang up the phone and I'm going to send you a long text message. From this day forward, I want you to know that every time I see you in a car and I see your kids unbuckled, you better be ready to get brake checked. Your insurance better be real, real good. It better be up to date. Because I hope and I pray that I be the one to see it. Because I'm going to brake check you. That's the answer. What other options do I have? As a concerned father, what other options can I exercise? Because I'm not calling the cops on your punk ass. I'm not calling CCS or CPS or where TTS, wherever you live at. I don't care what they call it. I ain't calling them neither. I'm here. The champ is here. I'm going to brake check you. And if you hit me, cool. Because my kids is buckled up. I'm buckled up. My wife is buckled up. Maybe I'm wrong.
Are you the type of nigga that buckle up his seat even though nobody ain't in there?
No, that's crazy. Serial killers do that. Let me buckle up this other seat for my imaginary friend. Man, you look dumb as hell.
Can you love your kids and not care for them?
No.
Love and care is within the same thing. Is love and caring.
I think that if you care for your child, you love your child.
I said, can you love them and not care for them?
No. You can't love them and then not care for them.
It's not possible.
It's not possible. And I don't mean this in a mean or nasty way, but I'm going to just say it from my perspective, and I hope that maybe one day soon I get to talk to this nigga about it. I don't feel like my biological father loves me. Because if you did, you would have cared enough to reach out. Because I can't, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, even though I know more of the backstory. So I am might not sound like it, but I am a little bit more understanding of the situation that my parents was in. But, speaking from Lil Josh, you ain't care. You didn't care. Because right now, there would be nothing, absolutely nothing that I wouldn't run through to just see that little girl. To just see little nigga. Like, just to see that little nigga just doing her thing. Even if it's a day where I'm inside and I'm fussing at her because she told a little white lie. And now 10 minutes later, I feel like a jerk because I done had to get on shorty about something dumb. A donut. A donut. A donut that she didn't even eat. I would run to the ends of the earth just to have that moment again where I felt like a jerk. And I know I was right because I had to correct that behavior. You know what I'm saying? But even in that, I would run to the ends of the earth because of the fact that even though we had that little 10 seconds of I got to correct you, I was still able to have a genuine moment with my daughter even moments after, which is there anything that you need to tell me? Is there anything that you need to say to me? How I made you feel about it in that moment, how you feel it? Because I got the time to do that. I got the time to sit there and talk to my daughter and ask her, how did I make you feel about the thing that I just, had to correct you on? Or how do you feel? Do you feel like I was wrong? Do you feel like you were, like you realize what it is that, I'm saying or whatever the case? So back to, no, I don't feel like you can love somebody and not care about them. And I don't feel like you can care about them and then say that you love them. Like I just don't think that. If me and Kia was to separate ways right now, I would be like, well, I don't care to be with you anymore. So in turn, you can take that as I don't love you anymore. I might could say some dumb shit like, I got love for you. What the fuck does that even mean? I got love for chocolate cake.
I feel like saying I got love for you, saying I care about you.
That's bullshit.
You think so?
I think so. That's just me. And I get it. Well, Josh, you can love somebody so much and they just keep being super destructive and da-da-da-da-da, so you got to separate yourself from them. Well, then you don't love them anymore. You don't love them anymore. You love an old version of them or a fake version of them or whatever. You don't love them anymore. If you're still willing to be there and put up and change with them and help them change and realize what they do, because they're probably doing the same thing for you. You know what I'm saying? Still dealing. There's been plenty of times where I feel like, damn, bro, for this last 6 months or 2 weeks or 2 days, my wife has really had to deal with my bull crap, right? But then I have to be fair to myself and say, the same thing on the other side. I've had to deal with my wife since she was 16, 17, 18. I've seen her grow from a child to a grown adult woman and vice versa. There's still things that I thank God that so much every day that Kia has gotten over the fact that I like to do snot rockets. I'm like, because at first she was like, bro, this might be one of them things. This might be one of them things that we had to break up about. Because she would just compare it to it being like the worst, nastiest thing, like white, like that's white man behavior. Like, it's like spitting in public. And I get it. I get it. But it's just one of those things that I do, especially because I don't like digging in my nose unless I really super duper have to and I just can't get it. And I don't have a napkin or something, obviously, and I'm not gonna just let something sit in my freaking nose. Like, that's just me though. So and I don't know if I'm the only man that doesn't care about picking his nose, but it's not like I'm not gonna sit there and watch, like I'm gonna pick my nose and then touch my wife. Like, and I think that's what she used to think, like, oh, I'm not gonna wash my hands, man. I get it. It's all nasty, and I'm rambling now, but I'm just saying, like, you grow with people through things that you may or may not like. There's plenty of things, not plenty of things, but there are things that Kia does that I'm just like, woo, that get on my nerves. But that's what makes any ship, relationship, mentorship, any relationship worth the time. Makes it worth the time.
Because there's pros that come with that too. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of pros that I'm gonna just, if I'm gonna get stuck on the snot rockets, am I gonna forget about the fact that this nigga wake up every day and go do his thing, done provided for our family, has create in some spaces, because I can't even say that I'm perfect at this, and we do have to get better at realizing that sometimes it's not just men and women, but just people, like even just you and me. I don't always put you in the best position to feel safe with what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know there's plenty of times where you and me have had conversation and you're like, yeah, bro, even because I know how you be joking and playing like, man, I'm finna just buckle down, I'm finna go work for 6 months and I'm finna woo, and I'm finna stack my bread up, and I'm like, nah, you shouldn't do that. Keep creating, but that's my fears being placed on you instead of saying, hey, bro, if that's what you got to do, if that's what you feel like you need to do, and that's what you feel safe right now, like in your mind, feeling like I gotta go, because only you know what you gotta pay, gotta deal with, who you helping out, who you want to help out, all the things. So it's kind of selfish for me to just be like, nah, bro, keep grinding at the ideas and the thing, and it's like I know damn well that even like this right now, we done came out here with a $900 camera, $100 mics, and all the things, and that ain't paying. We ain't finna get.
We ain't make a dollar.
We ain't gonna make a dollar.
We ain't made a dollar.
Not today, and maybe not next week.
Maybe not next year.
Maybe not next year.
Maybe not 10 years.
But that's not even the point. The point is to create something. Go plant something. Go plant yourself into something and be the version of you that you actually want to be. This is the version of me that I actually want to be. Sitting here exploring my thoughts and exploring my downfalls and my fears and all the things in a healthy way, instead of like feeling like a jackass about it, or having to wait until people go to sleep to go outside and get a minute to just really think about some shit. I don't want to have to do that. It's nice to be able to do that sometimes, to get a peace of mind, but to be doing it because you can't get a peace of mind outside of that is a very dangerous, in my opinion, is a very dangerous thing to do. It's like, well, I can only escape when I can go outside and I can pour me a Cayman Jacksonville and woo woo, or I can light one up and woo woo. However you cope with the thing, like, I don't feel like that's always gonna be, you're gonna get to a point where you're like, this is not enough. Whether it's an addictive thing that you're doing or not, you're gonna get to a point where you're like, this is not enough, because the thing that I'm feeling, I haven't been able to get it out consistently enough. There's like this meme, well, not a meme, but it's like, your grandfather's cup is filled with black coffee. He poured that cup into your father's cup, and your father's cup was filled with half water. And he pours that cup into the thing. What happens to the water? It becomes black with the coffee. You know what I'm saying? It becomes diluted with the coffee. Now, your father had a choice. Do I take my cup that is now half water, half coffee, and I pour it into my son's cup that might be full of water, clear, pristine, pure water, and pour it into his cup? Or do I go fill up another cup, clean myself out? Now I got good, clean water, and then I can pour that clean water into my son's cup. Who is gonna break the cycle of not emptying out the bad stuff before you pour into another like, you know what I'm saying? And as dads, I wouldn't think that you would be so selfish to just be like, well, he gonna have to, I figured it out. He should have to figure it out. I had to pay bills when I was 16, 17 years old, still living with my parents. They gonna have to do the same thing. Look how I turned out. It's like, nigga, if you really think about how you turned out to be a pretty shitty person. But because you put on a mask every day, and we all do it, we never, ever, and I don't care who you are, and this is my opinion, and I don't care who you are. We all put on masks. We all go outside with the smiley face, even though we got issues at home. We got issues going on inside our head. Your mama done made you mad because she done called you 49 times just to tell you that your brother didn't put the coffee creamer up, or your sister done borrow money again and she ain't pay it back in 6 months, or whatever the thing is. We all have things going on. Whether rich, poor, in between, I'm not surviving what you surviving and vice versa. What I'm doing right now, you couldn't survive. Trust me. You wouldn't survive this. And what you got going on, I would probably crumble in 2 or 3 steps. I can't walk in. I don't want to walk in your shoes. I don't want to take my shoes off just to put on another pair of shoes that don't fit. And it's going to be harder to walk in. You know what I'm saying? And I think we should all get to a point where you look back on the things that have happened in your life and think about the fact that you are here now thinking about the shit that you got through. You know what I'm saying? Like, you thought that was going to take you out. I thought last November was going to take me out. For sure. Car got wrecked. Just got a new house delivered. Lost a job. Ain't have a way to get nowhere. Depending on other people to take me places. Boo, 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 boo. And like I told your cousin the other day, I'm in a worse spot right now, technically speaking, than I was even then. Look back at the times that you thought you wasn't going to get through and be thankful for the fact that you're here, even being able to think about the shit that you got through. Because that'll get you through the next joint, at least in my opinion. That's what helps me a little bit, is just being like, bro, you done made it through worse. You know what I'm saying? And even though this right now is pretty bad, you know, speaking in present terms, it's like, all right, bro, you done did this 2 or 3 times. I saw something the other day, and this is, I'm gonna end this on this. We all need to remember, especially like if you're my age, Ricky's age, we played games that gave you 3 lives. So even then, because a 41-year-old is still a millennial. We played games, Super Mario, Donkey Kong, Zelda, GoldenEye, all these games, right? You die 3 times, you done. You got to go back to the beginning. You die 3 times, you done, my boy. No checkpoints, no save points, no drops, no continuous maps, no none of that. There is a beginning and there is an end to this game. And if you want to get to a certain point, you're going to have to get these certain things to get to the next level. And if you lose, my nigga, you just lost. You're going to have to start over. Raise your kids like that. Raise your kids with a little bit of adversity. Hey, bro, it's not always going to be a yes. It's not always going to be a no. But when it is a no, you need to be prepared for that time that no might last. because the yes is coming. You know what I'm saying? So to close this out, treat your kids like a 90s video game. Help them lose. Buckle your kids up, because some of y'all suck. Stop comparing women to men, because Asia Wilson can probably kill y'all niggas in basketball. And don't drink too much Cayman Jackson Bills, because I can't remember what I was going to say. I really can't. I literally just, my mind went blank.
The appointment is on your brain.
I got to take my daughter to a dentist appointment. And I don't want to be late because I had to cancel yesterday's appointment, and then they're going to charge you a fee. And then I'm not really worried about the fee. I'm worried about the fact that my wife is going to punch me in the face if I don't get this little girl to her dentist appointment.
She did remind you.
As if I didn't already know, like I didn't set the reminder. But that's not what we're talking about.